Hello, this is James from xrobots.co.uk. Today I'm going to be showing you another pound shop item build. I previously built this arc reactor from Iron Man the movie out of items from 99p stores and a few other bits I had lying around. You can see that in my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be building a Terminator Endoskeleton Skull. So the first item I've got are some of these sets of mini speakers, which I got for 99p in my local 99p stores. I've got quite a few sets of these. The plan is to stack them up. So I've got 4 there, another 2 packs of 2. The plan is to stack these up to make the spinal column just on the head part of Terminator. Obviously they'll be sprayed silver eventually. The next item I've got is some plastic bowls. These were 99p for 4. Basically the plan is that these are going to make the main skull for Terminator, so they'll have a section cut out. If you can imagine the top and the back of the head there, and then the face would be here. So the plan is to get several of these and put them together back to back, probably with some spacing in between and a strip in between, and basically use all 4 of them so they fit inside each other, so that I can cut the details out, and then there's another layer behind along with some other items. So altogether those are the main pieces. I've got to find something for the jaw, which is probably going to be some other plastic containers cut up, and then that's the main structure, and I just need to find some pieces to detail it with. So I've cut various pieces out of the green bowls. These are all the scrap pieces. What I'm left with is 4 pieces. The first 2 are these, which the 2 sides of the head there with some holes cut out, which are characteristic of Terminator. One side's got some slots, one's got a round hole. Those 2 would fit together next to each other. So that's the back, and that's the front. And then there's 2 more pieces, which are more complete bowls with some extra pieces cut out. So these pieces fit on here. With a bit of a gap in between. So that's the front of the head, that's the back. There's a panel that's slightly recessed on the side where the ears would be. So we've got that for each side. So I just need to find some extra detail pieces and get those 2 pieces stuck together with a correct space and a strip of something in the middle. The next piece I'm going to make is the jaw sections, which I'm just going to use one of these plastic boxes, and basically this piece, this corner here, is going to make the angle of the jawbone. So the front of the jaw will be here, and that's the back of the jaw, and then I'll use the other corner for the other side, and I just need to find something to join the 2 together. That with the neck that I showed you earlier, we've got most of the pieces. So I've stuck my green bowls together. Basically I've used a strip of plastic there. It's actually a piece of polystyrene plastic sheet that I got from a craft shop, but you could probably use the side of a container from a pound shop if you really wanted to. There's plenty of containers in household stores. Basically that's just a plastic strip that's been stuck between the 2 bigger sections of bowl, and then the smaller pieces have been stuck on over the top of that. And at the moment I haven't stuck the face pieces down, and I'll show you why in a moment. Also took some of these speaker sets to pieces, took the backs off them, and that's what I've got the recess on each side of the head there. I'm going to stick some bottle tops and nuts and bolts in there, basically some greeblies to make it look more like it should. So just get rid of those. Now the plastic box I tried to cut up to make the jaw basically shattered, so I ended up cutting the lid to pieces instead. These are the 2 corners off the lid. So those are going to make the jaw. And I'm going to use this solar decking light, which was 99p from 99p stores. there'll be a section cut out of the dome, which is basically going to join the front of the jaw together to make the very front of the chin. There's also going to be some other holes and things cut out of this. If you look at Terminator's jaw, there's all sorts of holes in a similar fashion to the head. And then I'm going to use some more bits of green plastic bowls stuck behind some of these curved pieces to basically make it look like the jaw. Now the very important thing is this, which I found in the reduced section of my local supermarket. It's about £1.20. I couldn't find any of these sorts of Halloween masks in a pound shop because it's June and it's really the wrong time of year. But around Halloween, of course, there's overflowing with skull masks and other things. I'm not going to use all of this because that would be cheating. So basically all I really want from this is the eye section and the cheekbones, because that's kind of a hard thing to find something that's that shape. So the top of the head's going to be cut off. The jaw, I might keep the top lip there effectively. The nose will be cut out. What I really want is that cheekbone and eye shape. So that's going to be, if you can imagine that on the front there, or at least part of it, that's going to make up the complicated contours of Terminator's face. So all of this is stuck together with hot glue. I actually have a hot glue gun, but if you haven't got one, I've bought this one in Poundland for £1. Hasn't got any glue sticks, but you can get those for £1 as well. So basically, pretty much all of this is coming from pound shops or items that are close to £1. Okay, so I've got the piece of the mask stuck on the front there, which I've cut up, which is just basically the top and the eye section of the cheekbones. So you cut the nose hole out a bit wider and also the eyes. In the recess there I've stuck a bottle cap each side from a milk bottle, some nuts and also some bits from these headphones which were 99p, and I'm going to use some more bits as well to detail it. So the eyes themselves, I got these bungees, 2 for 99p. The end of the bungee has this spring on it, so I made these eye pieces out of the springs with some nuts glued on. So that's going to mount in there somehow eventually with a red LED in the middle. I've also stuck my speakers together to make the spine, those little speaker sets, so that will go on there, which is looking just about right. And I've also started the jaw as well, so there's my jaw, which was a domed section cut from that solar light, and the corners off the lid from the plastic box, so that will be there somewhere. Got to stick some more bits of plastic behind it and sort out some teeth. Altogether I've got most of the major pieces now. Okay, so most of it's together now. I've made the jaw there out of the box lids, the piece of the dome, some more bits of green bowl that were left over. The neck, as I mentioned before, is made out of those speakers stacked up. And the base for this is actually from a TV aerial, which is one of these. TV FM aerials, that was 99p, and I've also, as well as using the base for the base of the head, I've taken the aerials off and I've used those to make the jaw pistons on each side. There's a piece of wire coat hanger wire, just a little bit stuck in the nose. I've stuck the eyes in. The whole thing is mounted on a cardboard tube from the inside of a piece of tape in the middle there that holds the neck to the head and holds the jaw on. So the last things I need to do are to basically paint it. So I'm not using paints for Poundland from this because they're not very good, so I'm actually going to use automotive paint, plastic primer and silver paint. These are bungees, by the way, which will also take that paint. The only last piece I'm going to add is inside the back of the mouth, which is this, which was actually the thing a tape measure was mounted on from 99p stores. It's got a nice mesh on, so I'm going to stick that inside the back of the mouth there to hide the spine from being seen from looking through the mouth. And also I'm going to add some red LEDs in the eyes, which aren't from Poundland either, but you can get them for less than £1. So I've just given that some grey primer. So the next thing will be some silver paint, and I'm also going to make the teeth separately, which have to be white of course. So here it is, I've installed the teeth now. as well as spray painting it silver. The teeth are made from the lid of a plastic box, the same plastic box I made the jaw from, and I've just sprayed them with a tiny bit of yellow just to take the bright white off them. I've also installed some LEDs in the eyes. If you have a look in my YouTube channel and on my website, there's a tutorial on wiring LEDs, so you can see what resistor values you need and how to wire 2 LEDs in series or parallel and work all the values out. Let's just turn this round a bit. So there's a wire coming out the back there that's to power the lights, which I've just attached a spring to and a piece of sleeving. So there we go. There's also some higher resolution pictures on my website if you go to xrobots.co.uk/Terminator.